Whew. Hello. I'm trying to make sure I don't have a horrible glare on my glasses. It's so funny with the light. Hi. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you're having a great day, great evening, or if you're watching this early in the morning, wherever you are, I hope you rested well. That is always my hope and prayer for everybody. I'm In addition to, let me just back up. I'm trying to get this together. It's one of those days where my brain is like this. So hang in there, hang in there with me. Um, One of the things I talk about on the YouTube training that I'm doing, which is almost done, if it's not done by the time I post this, is I named my channel I Am Celeste Jonay because I wanted to make sure that I was able to share all of my creativity. I believe that I have different gifts, and one of my first and foremost gifts that I learned that I had, realized that I had, it wasn't until I was an adult, and that was writing. I also sing. My voice is not what it used to be, but I joke about how I used to perform for my teddy bears that I had as a child. And let me tell you, it was me and Atlantic Star, and we were doing it. Then I learned about Prince. Let it be. Okay, sorry, I almost went there. Okay, I'm bringing it in. But as a writer, one of the things I did, and I know a few of you have asked me about that, so I want to do a session and talk about publishing. And I got to figure out how to work that out. I can do it live. I take that back. All I have to do, I'll do a live about publishing, and that way we'll do a Q&A with publishing only, and I'll bring that up. And that may mean that I'll have to do 2 lives in May because I don't want to postpone that. I'll figure out how to do that around my schedule. And I know I say that like I'm crazy busy, but yeah, I got some things going on. Other than the fact that I work full time and I do overtime and yada yada yada, wham. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. That's over there. But getting back to it, I am a writer, and I published my first book in 2011. It was a book of poetry. I believe I have mentioned that I've been writing since I was, as I say, knee-high to a grasshopper, probably like 10, 19 years old. And I saved all of it. It was handwritten because computers weren't out then, and I still have it. I have books that I've started. I have scripts that I've started. A few I have finished. So I'm moving in a specific direction this year. That is the best way that I can explain it. But what I wanted to do tonight, and I hope that you enjoy it, one of my most recent books is called, it is a series. I'm working on the second part now. Just got to get focused to finish it. You know how that is? Okay. It's called The Roads More Traveled. And the reason why I named it that, because we always talk about the roads least traveled. But we don't really focus on the things of everyday people's lives. And what I've done is written some stories. Some of them are a reflection of me, some of them are not, but how do I say, the stories aren't necessarily, they're not true, but they are applicable to other people's lives. So I want to take the time tonight to actually read one of the stories from the book. And I'm going to tell you this in advance. The link, that's the Shopify link, is there. I have books here. So if you ever decide you want a signed copy, you have to order it and cover the shipping, of course, but I can sign a copy and mail it out to you. I have a limited supply. I haven't ordered any in a while because I just haven't been focused on my writing until this year. But I want to share about that as well. But I'm just trying to stay focused with my writing. And I'm rambling. Going back, The Roads More Traveled. So I want to pick a story out of here, and every story has a different theme. There are not any first and last names, nothing fancy. The way the series is written, it is 7 stories in 3 books. So it's a total of 21 short stories. And as I said, I'm working on the second book now and hope to have that published by the end of May. So book 1, I am going to read Let's see here. Let's read. I know, I'm just so stuck. Oh, can I add one more thing? May I add one more thing? Of course I can. My book includes men and women. A lot of times we forget that men, males, gentlemen have some of the same issues and challenges that women do. They have feelings. They are human beings. They need to be heard. They need to speak. They have ups and downs as well. And they go through some challenges that we go through as well. So I have included, both genders in my book. So I'm going to, I was going to read Randall, but I don't know how that's going to go across. Okay, so I'll read Donell. All right. It was time to braid her hair, get her dressed, and take her to school. It had been 400 days, 5 hours, and 41 seconds. It was a countdown away from life. Another day to focus on the reason for living. Another day to focus on why getting out of bed each day was necessary. Another day to greet the day with a smile no matter what was going on inside his mind and heart. Donell rolled over to her side of the bed and sniffed the pillow to capture every scent to carry him through the day. It was no longer there. He wrestled with the reality of her not ever returning, just gone. As he mentally coerced himself to sit up and prepare his day, he said the same 4 things he said each morning after that day. I am covered in love that is unconditional. Forgiveness plus compassion is the threshold by which I live. No greater power than the one that lives within me. Today, I will be strong and of good courage, he recited. Today, he added one more. I don't have this, but I know who has got me. Daddy, Meridian called from the other room. Her name was special, and he learned how much the meaning truly lived within their lives. She was the center. She was the straight line that kept him balanced when he believed he would tip over the edge and allow himself to fall. He entered Meridian's room, a 4-year-old princess who managed the journey with him. Scooping her up in his arms, he took a moment and swayed to the music they both seemed to hear, though not a sound was playing. Meridian hummed a tune and whispered, I love you, Daddy. It's going to be okay. He looked at her and nodded in agreement. It was time to get her ready for daycare. It was the one constant in her life, and no matter how he wanted to cling to her for the rest of the day, he knew that she looked forward to going. He did not want to take that away from her. 2 cornrows to the back. That was a final decision on the hair. He placed a blue bow at the end of one and a green bow at the end of the other. These were her favorite colors, and it did not matter what she was wearing for the day. Blue and green must be somewhere in her hair or clothes. He selected a green and plaid skirt from the closet and a white blouse to go along with the outfit of that day. Meridian went to the closet and picked out her favorite shoes. Turning to her dad, he gave her the thumbs up. Donell headed back to his room to get dressed. As he was going through the sock drawer, Meridian walked in and struck a pose. Donell sees her, chuckles a bit, claps, and bows toward her. Turning back to the sock drawer, he pulls out a pair, and with it came a memory in tangible form. It was her scarf. Puzzled, he paused for a moment and stared at it. He was sure all her things were gone, but this scarf somehow found its way back or never left. The back of his sock drawer had covered the memory that haunted him over the past year. He slowly pulled it out and brought it close to his face, trying to cover the tears. Meridian walked over and looked up at her dad. Is that Mommy's? Meridian asked. Yes, it is, he somberly replied. Both seemed to be frozen in space and time as he had tried to erase the memories while Meridian clung to them. It was a clash of symbols that echoed in the air, never fully dissipating. He looked down at Meridian, whose head was down, staring at the floor. He could see the tears dropping at her feet. As the tears flowed from her eyes uncontrollably, he could not find the words to comfort the question that she asked over and over again. Why did she leave us? He had no real understanding. There was only the note she left and the close to empty house. She almost took everything. Today, there would be no daycare. Today, there would be no work. Today would be the beginning of the journey he avoided. It was time to forgive and let go for himself and for his daughter. Today would be the start of cleansing and healing. He picked her up, sat on the bed, and held her. They both cried until there seemed to be no more sad tears for that day. He then did something which had not been done since she left. He played Mommy's favorite song, You're All I Need by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. He played it 2 more times. During the first play, they sang along, and a few tears flowed down their faces, flourishing with love from their hearts. The second play was accompanied by dancing and smiles. With the third, they stretched out on the bed, looking at the ceiling and humming just a bit. As the song faded to the end, the light of day blanketed them both, easing them into a restful sleep that was long overdue. The Roads More Traveled, a life series, Book 1, Story of Donell. I am Celeste Jonay. Speak your truth. Live with transparency. You will see the triumph.